Tyler with BroncBuster. And we are here at the paint spot with Rick Ciotti. I'll introduce you to him in a minute. Just wanted to kind of give you an idea of the projects that we've been working on the last couple of weeks, getting ready for all these events that we're going to be going to. We're going to be heading to the Lone Star Early Bronco Roundup. We're going to be going to Moab Safari. Then we're going all the way to Tennessee. We won't be taking both from Tennessee. We'll be taking BroncBuster there. But Tennessee event is the Super Celebration. And then we're heading back to Moab for Bronco Safari. So for the next 5 weeks, we're going to be on the road. And so we kind of wanted to not only have our new Broncos with a few different features and stuff, but we thought it would be fun to take an old Bronco and bring it back to life, revitalize it, which I kind of bit off a little bit more than I could chew. So we've worked some mad hours here to get this thing done. Hey Walter, come over and introduce yourself. So Walter's been a huge help. Me and Walter have literally day after day been working on this for the last week. We started last Friday evening. Today's Saturday. A week later, took off all the bumpers. I wanted to make it more of a classic look, so we stripped everything off of it. I guess before we even did that, one of the things we had to do was get the motor running. So when it came to me, it wasn't running. The water pump, they went to replace the water pump, but the bolts were broke off into the block, so we had to go and chip things off and pull bolts out and get it all the way back to the block. So put a new timing cover on it, put a new water pump, hoses, belts, had to replace some fuses and a few switches, so we're still working interior on components. But on the body, you know, it came to us in pretty good condition. You know, hood was pretty much dent-free. Overall body, we thought, this is just gonna be a spruce up. Well, as we got into it, we realized, man, there's dents here, and so we were pretty much going from front to back, sanding and body filler, pulling dent. Well, first pulling dents out, body filler. The rear panel, we can look at that real quick. In the worst shape was the tailgate. For one, the tailgate wouldn't even open and close. You had to sit there and jam it. This was all delaminating and coming apart. This had a big crease down the middle, had dents all throughout and dents all up and down it. So we spent most of our work and time on this.
It was clearly a 2-day job on the tailgate.
Yeah, tailgate was easily a 2-day job. So that took a lot of our time. We had to take and weld this seam. I mean, this seam was completely busted apart. They had taken tack, welded it in a few places. This seam had come apart. And so we spent a lot of time on the tailgate. Got it all operating, working good, looking good. Another thing that we decided to do was, I didn't want it to be just all red. I wanted to have a little bit more custom, classic. So we went with kind of a cream two-tone. And Rick Ciotti, who we'll introduce you here too, he came to me the day we were getting ready to mask off and paint the red. He's like, hey, I got an idea. I think this will look really good. And so then we put that little bit of a, I guess, pinstripe in there to break that up and make it look cool. The top, before it had this, you know, ugly black soft top that was worn all through and stuff, we took it off, and then I went on the search for a hard top and lucked out, because we were like, literally the day we started this build last Friday, I found on Facebook somebody had an old 87 Bronco that they were tearing apart and selling parts off of, and it had a top. Top was nasty looking, so we took and Scotch Brighted it, cleaned it up, and then we color matched some bed liner material basically, and reshot. You know, we had to fix it. Had some fiberglass, you know, some breaks and scratches, so we fixed the fiberglass on it, shot the whole thing, and I've got new trim, new rubbers and plastic. So we still got about a day and a half's worth of work. We got glass going in here today, and once that goes in, we're pretty much done with it. So that's where we're at on it, and I think let's now introduce you to Rick, and I can tell you his involvement with us. Okay, Rick, we're ready. We're ready. All right, now to introduce you guys to a good friend of mine, Rick Ciotti. He's even wearing one of my shirts today. Let's go Bronco, right?
Yeah, man, that's us.
So we're here at Slicks Customs and the paint spot. So Slicks Customs is where Rick's been so gracious to help me through this project. I'm not a body guy. I like to do it, and I'm learning, but he's been the guy to teach me. He's been the one that's showing me and Walter. Walter knows way more than I do, but just kind of the ins and outs. And
yeah, slicks is basically where the rubber meets the road. Now there's a connection between slicks and the paint spot. The paint spot is behind us up there, and that's basically the company that sells all the body shop materials and paint and whatnot. So when you look at the Bronco, that's got materials from the paint spot. However, the body work and the paint work was all done down here at Slicks. Now, that being said, Tyler's a really good guy. I met him, I don't know, last year sometime working on a brand new Bronco, and then this rolled in. I've kind of got my own things going down here right now, so I said, yeah, I don't mind. You guys can do the car over here. We'll hook you up and I'll show you what to do. But by the way, I've got my own stuff to do, so I'll help you. I'll get you going. You guys got to do it. So this thing, other than I kind of got involved in the paintwork, so I painted that thing actually at the end there. But this thing was done in 7 days. Really 7 days. Not like some of those other shows where they claim it was done in 7 days. This was a wreck a week ago, period, mate. And I had to spend a lot of time, getting Tyler a little bit polished up to get this sucker as straight as it came out. And they're to be commended because that sucker came out really straight. But there was some kind of disconnection when we were going through the masking 101. Because the windshield, I don't think he put the tape in the right place.
But no, it's been wonderful working with Rick. I recommend that if you guys are interested in doing stuff yourself, Rick has his own YouTube channel where he goes through a lot of these processes and what paints to use and how to use them and how to do this stuff that he's been gracious to teach me one-on-one. But you guys across the country might want to check out his channel. It's Rick Ciotti. That's
R-I-C-K, and then last name Ciotti, C-I-O-T-T-I. Slicks is spelled S-L-I-X. Probably get there that way, or the paint spot. They're all kind of involved in this whole deal.
But the thing I like about Rick is he's a very giving guy. He likes to help, and just good people here. So we're here in Canyon Lake, Texas, putting these Broncos together, and Rick has been just an enormous resource. So
go Bronco! Let's go Bronco! Yeah, man.
All right. Okay, so we're headed off to Moab. We finished up our 2 pretty big builds because in the last 3 weeks we've been just crazy. We actually ended up doing this redo. We're gonna give you a little bit of that in this video. But yeah, this one we've completely redone, the outside anyways. Now we gotta, we're gonna probably do a bunch more on the interior, clean it up more. New suspension. We've actually put lockers on it now and re-geared it. We put some Cooper STT Pros. Actually, we've got STT Pros on this. And now we're gonna talk about some things on BroncBuster we did too. So I think Talon went over some of the changes we've done on BroncBuster, but at the time when he was showing, we were just sitting on some little wheels that we had to, while we're still mocking things up and changing. We were still waiting to get these bead locks mounted. So now we've got 40-inch Cooper STT Pros. We've got the suspension all set up. We're running our 3-inch body lift. We've got a custom bumper by Bodyguard that has brought that up to fill in both the front and the back. The new paint, the new graphics, it's all Advantage. Fiberglass Concepts has done an awesome job on producing some really cool products for aftermarket on the fiberglass. So now we've got those really cool flares. I've got a light on top. I'm gonna go ahead and actually, you know what? I'm gonna kick on kind of a cool feature. So we've got our cool little Night Rider lights going, and we have a lot of fun with that. We're just getting ready to wash it up, and yeah, we'll let you kind of hang tight while I finish cleaning this one up, and then we're gonna load up, and I'll let you see our train that we're gonna haul off to Moab. So my wife got me something. She thinks she's pretty funny. Probably pretty accurate. Don't follow me, I do stupid stuff. But
it's very accurate.
It's part of the fun, right? That's what we do, BroncBuster. Okay, so some important things I want to talk about here before we head out. Having some good recovery gear. some guys that I definitely recommend you check out their stuff is Gear America. Gear America, made in America products. They very durable, very reasonably priced for what you're getting. And they've done something cool for me. I reached out to them and asked them if they could give you guys a discount on stuff. So use the promo code BroncBuster on checkout with Gear America, and they'll hook you up with a 10% discount. So again, use BroncBuster and get a discount. Some cool stuff I highly recommend having. They have this recovery kit that I really like. Another couple of things, an air compressor. So being able to air down. ARB makes a really great portable air compressor. Fits in the back of the Bronco. It's not very heavy. You can hook it up to battery cables to be able to air up. You know, airing down, of course, essential part of it. We talked about that in one of my other videos. But a couple other people that were key to this build that I couldn't have done it without. Number one, we talked about in one of the earlier part of this video actually was Rick Ciotti over there. You know, he helped me a lot on the old Bronco. He actually originally helped me do this hood back in November of last year, and then this time I've taken it to, I did all the fiberglass fenders that you'll see in this video, but then I took it over here to Wimberley Collision. They did an awesome job with the paint and making it look good. Like I said before, Bodyguard bumpers did an awesome job. They make a really good product. We have Advantage Fiberglass Concepts. Man, I tell you what, if you're looking for a different look on the Bronco, getting some flair on there besides having what comes stock, great option. The other one that I'd like to shout out to is Brian with Rider Graphics. He does all my graphics on my vehicles, on my Broncos. Check him out. He does some really cool designs and can really give you guys some good stuff. So. Well, we're all loaded, ready to hit the road. Before we go, let's give you just a real quick tour of our rig. We've had a few people on some of the other social media channels ask us a little bit about it. It's a 2019 Sundowner toy hauler, is what Sundowner calls them, or other name for them is a crawler hauler. So really cool rig, and let's go take a look at it. So, of course, you got your the tail of it for hauling your rig on. These compartments will hold a lot of tools and a lot of stuff. Plus I've got compartments under here I can put things. It comes with an onboard generator. It's got another toolbox in the front. I've got a camera here so I can watch the whole load back here. And the living quarters is up front here. So Sundowner, a lot of you are probably familiar with seeing these as horse trailers. Sundowner builds a lot of horse trailers. And really it's just a version of a horse trailer except for a different kind of horse. Here's the inside of it. We've got the main living quarters. It's pretty small. A little area up here for the bed. Just kind of crawl up in there. And a pretty good size bathroom back here in the back. All in all, a very comfortable way to travel. My wife and I, we spend a good amount of our time traveling from event to event living in this. So this is kind of our home away from home, I guess you'd say. Well, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more fun. We're heading off to Moab, and of course we're going to have some fun to show there.